We all need a roof over our heads, and one that's built right keeps a house warm, dry, and animal-free. Seems simple, right? Wrong. Nothing's simple when you hire the wrong people for the job. If it's a roofing job, hire a licensed contractor who specializes in roofs. They'll know what products to use and how to use them. This makes the difference between a roof that lasts 25 years and one that won't make it through the first big storm.
In the wintertime, basically got the surprise. We woke up one morning and that's when we saw the snowbanks in our attic.
At the end of the day, we just wanted it fixed properly.
Yeah.
We didn't care how it got done. We didn't care, if we had to spend more money on it. We just didn't want the builder to come back and patch it up.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're gonna make sure it's watertight. We're gonna make sure it's warm. I'm going to look into your garage. Obviously, I'm more than likely gonna take your ceiling down in your garage, do a thorough inspection, change it the way I always do, and fix your roof. Yeah. Sir, there's a death trap I noticed on the other side here. That piece of wood?
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's scary. That doesn't make me feel good. Just be careful walking around this roof. Rob called this one a death trap, the one that you could simply fall through. And I guess, in a way, they made sure that the one beside it here on this side was even worse. That's unacceptable because they made it unsafe for anyone who comes up here, including the homeowner. Steve had mentioned that there was a possibility that these were rough-ins for skylights. I definitely agree, that's what they were. If you think about it as a builder, they're gonna build a home, remember? Rough in for central vac, put a rough in for the skylights. That's a long way down, boy. Someone's gonna get hurt. Now, this is what we want to do. We want to make sure that we put the water and ice shield in the valley with our metal, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, this should be minimum code. I don't care what anyone says. This should be minimum code. How about the vents?
These vents, this is where the homeowners had the issues of the snow blowing in. So what I'm thinking is to close these vents and vent this area through the main ridge, which is much higher elevation, and we'll do a ridge vent in that location.
So not only do we have the ice and water shield at the bottom, which I want to see, and definitely the Triflex, wonderful stuff, non-slips. We have the steel valley, and is that a cap over the middle of the valley?
Yeah, that's a decorative cap, just so we have the same finish as the finished panels.
Trying to match the look on the rest of the roofs.
Yeah.
This is one piece of metal that has been bent to give you the rib, one rib, two ribs, center rib, and two on the other side. So this is the valley itself. Impossible to allow water to drive down from one side to the other because it stops it at this side. So our steel shingles go in this area and then it's capped off across the middle here. Not only does it look good, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do, control water. Great stuff. This is something I would put on my own roof. I'm not gonna go to the extreme for just to do it, okay?
Sure.
The reason I'm choosing this is because it's the best installation, it's the best products, best underlayment. And if we wanna do it, if it was my house, this is how I would do it. The roof saves everything on the inside. Start thinking from the outside in and not the inside out. A lot of homeowners ask if it's okay to install new shingles right over the old ones. They think it can save them time and money, but I'm telling you it doesn't.
The summer report said that the front-facing slope had been replaced with shingles expected to last 20 to 25 years. We had a roofing company come in to do a free estimate. He went up on the roof and then noticed multiple layers of shingles. He said, when it fails, it will fail spectacularly. So somebody shingled over the front, covered the back. They didn't see the back. Homeowners don't see the back. What's wrong with these shingles? They're curling up. That tells me there's more than one layer of shingles. There's 4 layers of shingles here. Not a good sign at all. These shingles themselves are not going to last much longer. Whoa, is that ever soft? Holy cow, not a good sign. I almost went through that. I think that's soft because we have a lot of rot issue underneath it.
What I'm looking at here actually is the original board sheeting underneath the plywood. So there's definitely an issue with water penetration here. You can see the rot of the wood. This is the same area where we see some bubbling of the paint and such in the finished ceiling. It's been happening for a long time.
So they pulled the roof on this side, re-sheeted over top of it just to make it stronger, even though we have beautiful old hardwood underneath that. And then they're gonna do the shingles, but there's no sense because you can see just how black everything is. That will be done last. Any questions?
You mentioned when we were in the backyard, there's the 4 layers and then they would never take them off, but at some point you have to, don't you?
Well,
As a homeowner,
there's limits to the amount that you're allowed to have on the roof.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to rules, roofers are supposed to tell you there's too much up there,
Yeah.
we need to take it off.
We vented it, sheeted it, and now Steve's got some felt paper, he's got some felt board, and that's all for fire protection. When he torches on his membrane, he's gonna want a fire protection against the wood. These are old homes. You're gonna have a lot of really dry wood and a lot of combustible materials that when you put a flame to, is just gonna wanna go poof. Have the granulated surface going on now. They went with a lighter material to not give it so much heat into the roof. We've actually fixed a big problem here, which was the stack. Instead of water running to our fake drain, it's now gonna be picked up by trough that's on the side of the house. Trough picks it up, brings it to the back. It does not bring it into the house and out.
This home being roughly 100 years old, ventilation wasn't really something they thought about, so it's something we sort of have to do after the fact when we're redoing these roofs. We restructured the roof to create an airspace above the old roof. It's going to act as a better thermal break in terms of the insulation's R value.
I want Steve to actually finish the roof today. We're gonna get the skylights in, obviously, for him to finish that roof. And we're gonna actually start cladding this whole thing.
Installing the asphalt shingles, the vents, we're going to flash the chimney, metal flashing on the other chimney as well, and that's basically the last few final stages on this roof.
Introducing the proper ventilation combined with the proper slope, we're solving a lot of other problems. We're not having the roof basically rot from the inside out. With the pitch on the roof, the proper pitch, it's going to allow the roof to drain properly, and it's going to,
keep the basement dry.
Exactly. Yeah, make a big difference there.